What's up, everybody? This one's about to be, I don't know what tonight is about to give. So we're about to just start. I have invited some other content creators to come up, but I kind of wanted to let you guys know what's been going on before I do that, because it's a whole lot going on in the love and marriage Huntsville world. But I really feel like the most recent revelations have if Martell did to Melody what is being alleged, we're at the point of no return. Just my opinion. So if you don't watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, you will still enjoy this show because this is gonna be a whole lot of mess. So let's start with Karson Bleu. Karson Bleu was on last week's episode. She was strikingly pretty. I'll just say that much. I didn't really think too much of her other than, wow, pretty lady who came with Tisha, until she started revealing who she was. And then it came out that she knew Arion. And then it came out that Tisha knew about her knowing Arion. So that was the big scandal. But then Carson came out and gave us the biggest scandal of all. And I'm going to let you hear it in her own words. Shout out to Show Style and Spirit, who keeps her ear to the streets, who clocked this live and put it out there for the world to see. It's going to move really fast. Let me take it off that. Okay.
I never gave a F about being your friend. Anyways, be for real. That's what her post said. It was on a pink background. I do not have the proof to show y'all of that post right now because I never screenshotted it, because I did say something to Tisha about it and we just kind of laughed it off. And Tisha said, girl, do not waste your energy on her. Like, that's always Tisha's thing to say. But here we go. Let me let y'all read it.
Hold on. Sorry, guys. We didn't even do my intro. This has me thrown off. Like the video as the intro plays because we got a lot to get into, and I cannot wait to let my guests all come up and give their opinion once this finished playing.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. That's all. 1 and 1 got to equal 2.
Make it make sense, boo.
Big moves. Surfer. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things in your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things in your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
Sun in the sky.
Okay, so when we're talking about the alleged tape, remember, we can just say like revenge P. There's certain words and phrases that YouTube will they'll get on me, they'll demonetize. So make sure when we're talking about this, because this involves revenge P. Melody had kind of given hint last year saying that, really revenge P, but nobody technically knew the ins and outs. But now it's all been exposed. So this is Carson explaining that she did have about a 2 to 3 month friendship with Arion, and what Arion exposed to her in that 2 to 3 month friendship.
Listen, I'm going to let you know right now. Don't play with me. I don't F with you because you played the role like you were just young and dumb, and Martell took advantage of you. I felt bad. I meant to say for you. But then once you contacted me talking about Martell wants you to post a video from a fake page of Melody giving head to a man, and for you to act like a man, blew my effing mind. I never talked to you again. You said Melody is actually giving him head, but he wants to act like it isn't him. And he is getting real mad at you because you really don't want to do it. But the fact that you were considering it is what blew my mind. Then you asked my opinion, and I warned you. That girl is a Scorpio like me, and she is going to know for a fact that it was her husband. Hold on. Let me move this out the way. That it is her husband and not another man. And she will ruin both of y'all. Let Martell do that on his own. I discussed it with my man, and he said stop talking to her. I'm referring to Arion. She shouldn't have she should have been able to answer that for herself. Let me make sure y'all can see that. My man was right there when she called me with this, all right? And he told me, now one thing about my boopy, he's always gonna act.
So let me paraphrase. Basically, Arion was running her mouth to somebody who she doesn't really know, which I'm sure y'all are not surprised. Arion, aka Coleslaw, running her mouth, literally tells this woman that Martell wants her to make a burner account, pretend to be another man, and expose this tape of Melody, you know. And here's the problem with that. A lot of people say a lot about Martell and how horrible this man is. But you have to like really think about this. Your desire to tear your ex-wife down goes so deep that you would be willing to expose her in some form of a sex act, which at some point your daughters will have to see. Do you know how deeply disturbed that is? And on top of that, you're doing it with the woman who you destroyed your marriage for and didn't even want. Once Melody did not want you, like once it was over with Melody, Arion was completely used as a tool. There are, and you know, I told you guys, I'm working on another channel where I talk to like one of the people as a sex addict. And what he was saying was he cheated on his marriage, the entire marriage. But once the marriage was over, he was no longer interested in being with the woman that he had cheated on his wife with the entire marriage. There's a psychology behind it. Same rule applies to Arion. I don't think that Arion is actually that into Martell. I think that somewhere down the line, Arion's desire was really to beat Melody. Y'all can say what you want. I don't think that the love was that strong for Arion. But when you tie in your self-worth to a man who doesn't necessarily want you, your focus shifts to, well, why doesn't he want me? It must be because of her. Once I get her out of the picture, then we can be together. So then it becomes almost like a competition. So you have Martell, who is with his mistress that he doesn't technically, I don't even think he really likes her. He's with his mistress. He finally completely loses his family. And you know who he doesn't want anymore? The mistress. It's crazy, but there is a psychology behind that. There is something off about anybody who has daughters who would be willing to show their mother's sex tape just because you have been outed on this show. We all know who and what Martell is, but misery loves company. I'm telling you guys, it goes deep. But hearing this, the reason that I believe Carson when she says this is because in this situation, Carson doesn't technically have anything to gain or lose. To be honest with you, I don't see that she has anything to gain or lose. But let's move on to what Melody had to say in response. I mean, Carson went through a lot of everything, her relationship with Tisha. We will get into why Tisha actually brought her to this event, because we'll get into that. But let me let you hear what Melody had to say, because I know I have a lot of people who are going to want to come up. This is an open panel night. This is y'all's night to discuss. Shout out to the channel What's Happening. They caught Melody's response. If you guys are just coming in, definitely hit the like button. Y'all know the open panel nights are, you know, it's y'all's night. But we got to let YouTube know that we're live. So, okay, let's see. Also, even if you don't agree with me, once I open up the panel, come up. Do not be afraid to come up and say whatever you feel you need to say. There, I don't want to say it's no holds bars, because there are bars to be held. We got to still be respectful. But, you know, you're free on this channel to say whatever, you know, you want to say. So again, shout out to What's Happening. They were the ones that caught Mel's response. And she had a very tearful, heartfelt response, because in her mind, in my opinion, she's now reconciling the fact of, who did I really marry?
And then that was that, right? So for a couple of days ago, for someone to reach out, because Carson, just so y'all know, she did reach out to me directly a few days ago. So if you think that she didn't, she did. She came to me privately and directly with the information. And I knew she was telling the truth. I knew she was telling the truth because, and by the way, this was August of 2022, y'all. But I knew she was telling the truth because he sent me a screenshot from the video, and I remember the video. So I never in a million years.
People, and some people are saying that, you know, she needs to be ashamed. Why would she need to be ashamed of doing something with her husband? It's 20. We're in the 2020s, y'all. If you trust and you love somebody, you don't have to be ashamed of what you do with them. I have been seeing a lot of comments. At the end of the day, if only one person had that tape and that tape gets disseminated amongst other people, there can be only one culprit.
Would have thought that you walking away or leaving a situation, divorcing someone, that it will result in them going to the depths of the earth, all the way to hell, to try to literally paint you a certain way, make people believe that you're a certain way, that you're promiscuous, that you was cheating on them in the marriage. All of these things I've sat back and listened to and really chose not to fully address them because it was laughable. Like, it was laughable because I knew all of the untruths in it. But some people ran with what they thought sounded good and what they thought, you know, because they don't want to like me for whatever reason, maybe because they think I act bougie or whatever. So they chose to run with this narrative that this man put out, saying all these things about me, going on national television, calling me a hoe, and all this stuff that I'm sitting back here saying, this ain't the truth. Like, stop lying. Only for now for y'all to see and for it to come out that this person would go to the lengths of asking someone to create a fake page as a man, to drop the video me and him did and act like it's him, the fake man. We've seen him go on this crusade to everyone on this show, to everyone in this city, people y'all don't even know about. We've seen him go on this crusade trying to make everyone think that I'm behind this and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And again, I'm sitting back thinking, no, not accurate. But
even it, look, just because your tea got spilled in the most national way ever does not mean that everybody has to go down with you. Outside of Melody, think about this, y'all. Wasn't Martell the one who tried to expose Marceau? Wasn't Martell the same one who could look somebody he called a brother, a business partner in his eyes, but the minute it got hot for him, all of a sudden, well, you need to be asking Marceau what he's doing. Just saying. There's always one who, if he cannot control the situation or control the narrative, then everybody has to go down with them. But he's also the one who is dumb and don't have no money. So you can try to do all those things. If I was Marceau, there would be no way that I would ever do business with you again, because you just tried to destroy my marriage because all your tea got poured. and your brother went along for the ride, we would not be having conversations. Just my opinion, but I digress.
But I just choose not to say too much until I want to say something. I want to go for a minute to what it would have been like had this video had gotten dropped, because even though it didn't happen, in order to feel it and get it, we're gonna put ourselves in those shoes of someone you were with for 14 years, who you share 4 children with, who continuously claim that they want such a positive co-parenting relationship, but is doing the things that are being revealed. Didn't I say this is gonna be the live of Revelation today? That are being revealed. I ain't going looking for nothing. God continues to bring things and protect me. I didn't go ask nothing. I'm not going looking for nothing. But if you ain't learned one thing by now, the one thing you should have learned by now is God does not play when it comes to me. Period. Every single thing that has been sent out by the enemy to destroy, to deter, has always turned around and worked out for my good. Worked out for my good every time.
I will say this, of the ones with businesses, Melodies is one of those that's thriving. And I don't know any business that Martell is in. I know he got some recent ad campaign, but the people are trying to get that dropped. You got Sheree, but she's probably nearing a foreclosure. That's horrible. Look, let me not say that, but it's true. At the end of the day, you were less than smart, and putting this out or attempting or even plotting really just shows the depths that you will go to destroy this woman that you allegedly loved at some point. Like, what are we doing here? A lot has come out, y'all. This news cycle has moved very fast. Karson Bleu. These are going to be the topics that we discuss. Do you believe Karson Bleu? Hey, reworked. Do you believe Karson Bleu? Do you question her motives? Melody has come out and said, Carson did reach out to her first before she said any of these things. And for some people that feel Carson is vindicated, other people are still side-eyeing Carson. Carson is always welcome on this platform if she chooses to come and speak. But those are going to be the topics. We're going to be talking like real life feelings, emotions. And even if I think I saw somebody, it says this video did not come out. This is some toxic foolishness. LaAsia, definitely come up and sound off. Eve, thank you so much for your super sticker. I appreciate that. Kiki, thank you so much for your super sticker. I'm asking all you guys to like the video. It definitely helps my channel, and it's a free way to support. I don't know how this is going to go, but we will see. And all are welcome, whether you don't like Martell or you love Martell, whether you like Melody or you don't like Melody. Everybody's opinion can be heard on this platform. It's crazy. Shay Renee, Wente Talks, Brown Skin Girl, welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
I don't like this layout. I like for everybody to be equal. There we go. I invited some people. There's more people that I invited. We're going to go through the content creators first, and then anybody is welcome. It's no holds bars, but it cannot be like last time. We cannot overtalk each other, and we can have differences of opinions and agree to disagree, but we cannot like go at each other. Because I haven't had enough of this drink yet, and it's already been a long work day. Brown Skin Girl is new to my channel. Shay and Wente Talks were already here. So I want to start with Brown Skin Girl. Where do you stand?
Hello and welcome. Thank you for allowing me on your platform. Where I stand,
and I will be following you as well. I support other content creators.
Thank you. I'm already following you, so I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Martell's a toxic person, and it's not just him. Like, we have to address the fact that everyone was down for what was happening, but we have to start with the head, which is Martell. I feel like a lot of people try to avoid giving him ownership of what he did, and they'll just say, oh, the show's becoming toxic. No, Martell is toxic. This is why she had a problem co-parenting with him, because he just does little sadistic things. Like, there's the whole popping up, following her. Like, she has dealt with a lot when it pertains to Martell behind the scenes that we know some of, but we're not privy about all of it.
Brown skin girl, specifically, because I know you were watching intently when Carson dropped her video. Prior to Mel actually coming out and saying this girl actually came to me and gave me this information, what were your honest opinions of Carson?
I felt
honestly,
my honest opinion of her was that, not that she was I don't think my initial reaction wasn't that she was clout chasing, but I thought she had bad intentions. Absolutely. Because, or do you want me to go ahead and say why? I feel
no, it's like I said, Carson is welcome on here. I kind of, because there are a lot of channels that cover this. I wanted to cover this in a different way and get like people's actual honest thoughts. So yeah, I mean, as long as you're not cursing the girl out, we're here for open conversation. So yeah, you can just tell me.
No, I won't cuss nobody out. But no, I felt like as she started revealing some of the stuff, it didn't seem genuine. I feel like if someone gave you that information, the same way you reached out to possibly do her hair should have been the same way you reached out to say, hey, this is what I have. And I would have, me personally, I'm the type, I would have gotten more information. So I would have tried to find a way to incriminate her, Arion, by like even text message, like, yeah, so what was it that you said you wanted to do? Or, I would have found some way so that I can say, hey, here. But even if I couldn't get that, I at least would have given her a heads up. Like, I feel like it went too long without anything being said. She did tell her, but that was days ago. And so I just feel like it should have been done a long time ago.
So as far as I understand it, Karson feels like she's an entrepreneur. And she came in, Arion, she knew about Arion's scandal, but you would have wanted her to go to Mel as soon as she got the information, even if she didn't really know Mel.
Yeah, just because I feel like that's something that's detrimental, because if he didn't get her to do it, he could have gotten somebody else, or he could have done it himself, and she could have at least been aware of what was going on. It's
I do think you're saying she could, as a woman to woman, you hear something like that, she could have just gave her like a heads up, like your husband. Now, some people have been saying, with the pictures that she's taken. For me personally, once I saw that Mel acknowledged that the story was true, I kind of felt like, I don't know if I saw full fault in her. I don't really know Mel. I am choosing to give her heads up. Do I think there's something a little opportunistic? Yes, I'm not going to lie. But at the end of the day, this information has put the, for lack of a better term, nail in the coffin with Martell. Yeah. You cannot get away from the kind of guy he is.
Yeah. And I also understand that hindsight is 20/20. So it's like, as much as it's easy for us to say, I would have, should have, could have, or, right now, you may not have thought about that. I mean, something like that, I would hope that people would think about that, because I feel like that would have been received. And especially with the information that she received, I think Mel would have believed it off rip, even if it came from a stranger, because she got that screenshot. Remember in her video, she said when her and Martell were going back and forth. I think that actually happened after the fact, but she would have at least had a heads up once she got the screenshot that, it was true. But I think she would have had the inclination that he was going to do it anyways.
Okay. Shay, I'm gonna jump to you.
Hey everybody, I'm on my way to my friend's birthday dinner, so I can't come on camera. Hopefully I don't mess up here. But
No problem. Hey, Shay.
hello. Hey. So my thing with Carson is I feel like, in my opinion, she was literally an innocent bystander in all of this. This lady is all about the money. Okay. So if it meant being a cast member on Love and Marriage Huntsville to add to her, streams of income and doing everybody's hair on the show, like, I don't think that she was really in tune with what was really going on around her. I think what we really need to look at is Tisha where it comes to Carson. Because in my opinion, Tisha, what would be your reason for bringing this girl to this party? We keep on saying, oh, well, because they were having some issues and, she wanted to wear her hair this way and we didn't agree on the hairstyle. Yeah, so I'm going to bring you to this etiquette party to talk about my hair. Yeah, right. I'm bringing you to this party because I want to make Mel look like a fool because she tried to bring Alonda on this show allegedly. So now I'm gonna have you sitting in a room with somebody that hangs around with your ex-husband's baby mama.
That part.
That's
what
I totally think that Tisha knew, Shay. I think that all of this stuff Carson probably had already told her, and that she was in her back pocket should anything pop off. That's what I think.
And I think it's disgusting.
It is. And but honestly, I really just feel like scram, Tisha. Just scram. You're doing the lie.
She wasn't even in the scene. Me and Shay were talking last night. She literally, her biggest thing in that scene was bringing in Carson.
Exactly.
Right. But did you see the smirk she had on her face?
The whole time.
Yeah.
The
She
whole
the
time.
little kid that knew she stole candy, but no one else seen it. She's like,
She really thought she ate, y'all. She really did. She was sitting there the whole time feeling good, feeling great about herself. And guess what? Mel said, no, I see you. How are you? Because I know what you're doing. And I see you and I raise you. You will not get any attention from me for this. And I'm so glad that Mel conducted herself properly throughout that tea party. But get into this whole situation with just the fact that Martell would even, here's my question that I want to ask before I have to hop off. What is he going to get out of putting this video out if he had did it? You are having issues with co-parenting in your head because clearly anybody with a brain doesn't see that. But you are saying, oh, we're having problems co-parenting. I want her to stop having all these babysitters. You know what? I got the solution. I'm going to put this video out of us doing this. How's that going to help? What is that supposed to do?
Make her look bad.
There's not one brain between Martell and Arion. They probably thought, okay, Mel's out here. If we put this out, then everybody's gonna know what we know about her. Keep in mind, you're saying that your baby daddy gets on your nerves. Your baby daddy does this. Ooh, I hate him. But you're willing to plot. You're willing to go on Tasha K. We know Tasha K. We know a lot about Tasha K. But the one thing that we know that she really doesn't like is a mistress.
Right.
You went on there, and even though that was huge, I remember watching that live. Tasha K had about 25,000 people watching that interview live. That was at the height of Love and Marriage Huntsville. You went on there and it served no purpose. You made no money. You didn't technically promote your clothing line. You didn't get Martell back. Nothing happened. You did not become a cast member.
Nothing.
The only thing it did was it upped the ante for the show because Arion is still tied to Love and Marriage Huntsville. So that meant that all of the Google hits Arion got were actually benefits to Love and Marriage Huntsville and OWN. Those were the real winners, but you did it for free.
Dang, I know.
Hey, welcome. Drop the mic. Drop the mic
you.
is also
Hey,
new to the channel. When Tay Talks, Brown Skin Girl, and Drop the Mic are I don't want to say a trio, but they are homies.
They're the Gossip Girls.
And Sean and Shay Renee are also a duo who also talk Love and Marriage Huntsville. So these people are all content creators. I want to jump to you, Tay, and then we'll drop the mic and Sean jump in.
Okay. I don't think that Carson had totally good intentions or that she's totally innocent. Now, like as this story is playing on, I'm starting to think maybe like Shay saying like she is all about the money, but that's not always a good thing because you can do certain things that's immoral and things like that when you are a person that's all about the money. And I don't think that what Mel said vindicated her in any way. She just said that she believed what she said. I never had, when she said what she said, I said, I believe her. Like that story was too deep for her to make up. Like I automatically believed her. But the way that I don't think that she was totally innocent, because I know that she was an entrepreneur, but I don't remember her ever saying that. I know she said that Coleslaw said that her hairstylist had moved to Atlanta, which that's now opening up a spot for women that's in Huntsville for, her to come there and get that clientele. Boom. But I don't ever remember her saying that she actually did Slaw's hair. Then
it's only ever a bun. How much do you need to do a bun?
But I'm just saying, like she had different hairstyles before. Like she just did the bun when she was kind of like after Mel and Martell broke up. When the funds had got low, that's when she, started with the bun. You're so messy.
The bun is the broke hairstyle.
Right, that's her. That's her signature hairstyle.
Right.
So that, but I just find it strange that she did reach out to Mel about doing her hair, but I feel like if you felt like that gruesome and that situation about that, she was a stranger when you reached out to her to do her hair. Like, she would also be a stranger if you knew this plot about her and reached out to her about that. But I find it strange that how easily she told Tisha about it. Now, I understand her telling Tisha about her connection with Slaw, but the part about telling her about what Slaw was actually doing without telling Mel, I felt like that didn't have to happen because you knew that Tisha was Mel's op and Mel was Tisha's op. They don't rock with each other. You see their dynamic on the show. So to tell Tisha without telling Mel, that made me question some things. And the other events that she attended that Martell was there. Now, I know that she said that the wine event, Marceau invited her. Now, this is the part where I feel like Carson might have been a plot for them with the whole Martell situation and stuff like that, having this girl come around. I don't know for sure if Martell even knew who she was. And I don't know if he knew that Coleslaw had even told him, that he was going to tell her, or that Coleslaw even told him that he had told this girl this information. So it could have been something where the Scotts, more than Marceau and Tisha, knew about it. I think Destiny knew about it. I think Wanda Shonuff knew about it. I think all of them knew about it, and they chose not to say nothing to her. And now I don't even know about watching the rest of the season, how that's going to look, because now I'm going to be disgusted looking at them sit in her face and knowing that. And then even with her bringing her to the tea party, that little argument, I felt like that was her trying to get camera time for her and Carson to really make the show and have her a speaking part, and then bust that out so that Mel could be like, oh my God, like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm sick. Like, every time I turn around, they're bringing somebody on this show to try to make me look this way or look like a fool or something like that. And then she just say, I'm out of here and leave. But they don't understand that they need her for the show. Like, nobody wants to watch them. The ratings are down because people are tired of seeing them do this stuff. So I don't, that's what I feel about it.
The ratings are definitely down. I did a video.
Yeah.
Now I saw the lowest rated. I think that might be the series low of 232,000.
Yeah.
Just for comparison, RHOA had like a series low of 800,000. So I don't know if the blackout is working. I don't know if you guys, a lot of my subscribers may not know, but there's allegedly a blackout that's going around of Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Yeah.
I didn't want to report on it till I saw the numbers in fine print, but something is definitely going on. Shay had to drop off. She's already at her party. She's about to be, dropping it like it's hot and everything else that comes with celebrating your friend's birthday. So thank her for coming up. Really quickly, because we have some super chats. We have about 1,200 people in here. We only have like 400 some likes. So y'all hit the like button if you are new to the channel.
Like button. Y'all so messy.
Right.
The straight shooters, we like a little bit of mess.
We don't discourage that over here.
Yeah, we're shady, but we're fair. So yeah, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe. We are very close to our 50,000 subscriber mark. And it has been a long road. So
congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Esquire her, I like your name, says, at Tay, you have a great point. Remember how Tisha kept asking if Mel was going to be at Martell's wine event, all the while knowing Carson was there?
I think I said that. I don't know if I said it on one of my reviews or my episodes, or if I said it to the Gossip Girls. But I remember saying this, like, that's why Tisha kept saying, Mel, are you going to come? Are you going to come? Are you going to come? Knowing they invited this girl. And why is Marceau included? Why is Marceau knowing this? Like, I don't understand why Marceau recruited this girl to do Tisha's hair. Like, that's odd for somebody's husband to be recruiting somebody to do his wife's hair. Like, it's strange.
And I also find it odd that you would blindly go to an event without asking any details. Whose event is it? Where, like, clearly you knew where it was going to be at, but you just asked what the dress code was and just showed up. I just find it odd that she wouldn't ask. And like,
at the end of the day, she doesn't like her. Let's just keep it a buck. Letitia does not like Mel. Right. So if you had a situation where you had a potential person who could be your, attack on command, you're going to keep that in your back pocket. If Mel comes into it like she came into the party smiling and happy, and word on the curb is that production had a conversation with everybody and said, like, all of the physical stuff and all that needs to come to an end. So, it's no surprise that the direction of the show is, okay, we've had 100 episodes. We can be syndicated. Let's sit down and, at least be able to have some meeting of the minds and work together. But I do think that I'm not going to say, let's say y'all have an enemy and there is somebody who's coming with information on your enemy. You were going to keep that in your back pocket as a just in case. But this whole thing of sitting in the person's face, I think that fakeness is having to come from OWN. Yeah. It's all part of the show. There has to be a group. If you just literally, like, I don't know how Marlo and Kenya are going to maintain we're not talking on each episode of the show. Unfortunately, that's the way it works.
Okay.
Yeah, it's ensemble. Thank you so much for that, Esquire her. L'Oreal, thank you so much for the super sticker. We got April Glow 10 says Martell is a narcissist. He literally repeats the narcissistic cycle of abuse every season, and it's triggering to people who have dealt with someone like him. Carlos needs to get him off our TV screens ASAP.
I agree.
I agree, April.
I really don't know what the press tour between Martell and Carlos is giving. I don't know if they have a business venture coming, but I don't know if he's. I say this all the time.
Weird.
Martell is the Omarosa of Love and Marriage Huntsville.
It's giving
He's the Omarosa. So I don't know if Martell is trying to help clean up his image, but what it's doing is actually turning people against Carlos. That petition and everything, whether that's going to go anywhere or not, I don't know. But just the fact that they have a petition on you is something to think about. Thank you so much for the super chat, April Glow. We got another one. Brittany says Tisha literally is butthurt because she feels like Mel dropped her as a friend. And since then, she's been trying to prove that Mel is a bad friend. I wouldn't disagree. What's also funny is y'all know that I have a real career, and YouTube is also a career. I can't review every show. The fact that people think that I don't watch the show just because I don't review it is crazy to me. Yes, I watch the show. Thank you, Brittany. The time is the problem. I'm operating as a full-time YouTuber, and so the expectation is that I review. But I've been watching Love and Marriage Huntsville, Vanderpump Rules, supporting other content creators. Right. As Sean, I drop into people's stuff all the time and troll them for a good time.
And I love it. I love it when you come over there.
That is too funny.
I want to throw it to Drop the Mic and then Sean, and then I'm gonna open it up to anybody who wants to come up. Where are you at, Drop the Mic?
Okay, so of course I feel like Tisha knew all the time. And hey to everybody on the panel, hey Mims, hey Karson Bleu,
hey girl.
Hey. and hey chat. So yeah, I think that Tisha and Marceau knew the proximity of this girl. I think. Well, if they didn't know, after they found out, they kept the stuff in their back pocket. I think that behave that way because Martell's been behaving that way since season 1. He loves to have information on somebody so that he can pretty much manipulate and control them to get him to do his bidding of whatever it is that he wants, or be on his side, or tell lies for him, whatever. So if he knows any kind of dirt or secrets, I think he holds that over people's heads. I think that's part of his sickness in his mental illness. And I think that Marceau and Tisha got sick and tired of being under his, under his control or what have you. So when they found out this little bit of juicy information, they played around with it and did with it what they will. I noticed that Marceau was in that girl's chat. That wasn't for no reason. But I also noticed that they've been super extra quiet. And one thing about Tisha is I've noticed since season 1 that she's really she's always been jealous of Mel. Always. The first couple episodes when Kimmy had her bridal shower, she literally invited Mel, uninvited Mel, and then sat there and stirred the pot at Kimmy's bridal shower. Was like, "Are you missing anybody?" But she knew why the girl was missing was because she didn't have any information on where the shower was at. But I think she likes to play these little games like that. So I don't, she's never liked Mel. And so, yeah, I think they knew about the situation with Carson knowing Arion or whatever, and they just chose to kind of keep that under wraps. But I question if the rest of the staff or cast knew, because Carlos was asking a whole lot of questions about, fellatio and all of that stuff at that reunion. He was almost like a dog with a bone with it, I don't know if it's because Martell told him to ask or what, than Destiny. She's clearly been a flying monkey for Martell.
Well, I don't know that. I'm sorry. I don't know that applies to this situation directly. Maybe it does, but I think.
I mean, he asked her about fellatio. I can't remember the exact.
Giving head has been a recurring theme, right? We've known that since Martell blurted out that that's why he was cheating. You know what I mean? So I think
right, but I got the recording. You don't remember him saying, "I got the recording." Like he had her on.
He changed it. Yeah, he changed it
in terms of Carlos. I don't think it was necessarily because he knew this tidbit of information. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I'm not sure. That's why I threw it out there, because I'm not sure. It could be that it was always just Martell's hang up and his bull crap that he was doing. You know what I mean? It could have been that way as far as the whole cast, but because there has been so much, I feel like, just kind of harassing of this lady, but because of Martell and a puppet master, it's just weird to me that they wouldn't know certain things. I mean, even now, not one person from the cast has come out and said, "I'm really sorry that that's happened to you, Mel." Not one, but yet they cape for Martell all the time. I mean, literally, there was a plot to do revenge, pee on her by her ex-husband, and it's literally been proven. And not one person has said, "Wow, I'm sorry you're going through that," or whatever. So that gives me pause. And that's kind of all I got to say about that.
Okay. Well, I mean, everybody's opinions. Again, y'all, the link has been dropped. If you have a counter, come up. Everybody has agreed to be Queen Tulsa. I see you in the back. I'm just gonna let Sean come up, and you are more than welcome to come up and state your opinion. Again, you don't have to agree with you don't have to agree with me or any of these ladies. Come up and state your opinion. That's what this is for. Sean, jump in.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
I have a question. What was your original question? So I can answer correctly. Mm-hmm.
So I acknowledge that there's a lot of coverage of this, but some of the stuff that I saw, opinions changed of Carson after Mel came out and said that Carson had come up and spoken to her and kind of gave her this information. So I was asking how everybody felt as it related to that specifically. Like, how do you feel about what Carson said? Do you believe it? Where do you stand with Tisha now? Those were the questions. So you can answer any one of those.
Okay. So with Carson, I do feel like she still have a lot of holes in her story where it's just, to me, that still aren't connecting. And as far as Letitia go, I mean, I feel like she ain't quite right and not bright at all, because anybody that is associated with Arion, this is my personal opinion, I'm going to put pause on you. Not literal like fighting, but a pause in our conversation, in our whatever relationship you doing my hair, because Arion came for their neck too. And I think for me, if I was Letitia, I would be like, okay, you're going to have to prove yourself to be trustworthy before we can move further in anything else that we're doing. Because as soon as she would have said, Arion told me to do X, Y, and Z, okay, don't worry about it, girl. Thank you, but next, we can go ahead and continue to DM every now and again. I like your pick, but we're not going to have a relationship until I can see that you are really, trying to be a businesswoman or friend, associate, whatever the case may be. Do I think that Letitia is trying to come after Mel with this? I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say no. I think this is all Martell doing. I think that she isn't, and I don't like to call anybody dumb or stupid, but I don't think that she...
on this platform.
I don't think that she has it all to be able to pull something off like this. hence as to why Martell was so quick to let Arion do it, because Arion, I will call her stupid, is stupid enough to fall for the okie doke. She gonna do it. She's gonna blindly let him lead her into the pits of hell, you know. So
Is Tisha not like that with Marcel?
Say it again.
Is Tisha not like that with Marcel?
To a certain extent, though, and I also feel like
all the way.
you don't
All
think
the
so?
way.
Okay, and I'll say this too, though. I don't feel like Marcel would even put this, just me, and not for the chat go crazy. I am not going up for Marcel and the Scots now. I'm just saying this part. I don't think that he would even trust Letitia to pull something out like that, because he leave her in the dark about way too much. So if he was gonna do it, I see him doing it by himself, and she's like, Marcel, why you didn't tell me? You know, then we'll see that on the show. Other than, I don't see her and him linking up together and say, hey, let's use Carson to do X, Y, and Z and blah, blah, blah.
I think that's the only time that they link together is when they plotting on something. And because what was the reason, do you think the reason for her not indulging that information to Mel? Because like beyond them having their little spats and all of that stuff, like beyond that, like if okay, so you know the content creator that we talked about that was doing, well, that is, you know, still doing the sneak accounts and all that type of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
If somebody came to me,
hold on, me and my subscribers don't know what you're talking about. What is going on?
Listen, I told y'all earlier we like mess over here.
Messy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is this a messy meetup? Well, we had exposed a content creator that had been acting like they were mods and subs on accounts. They had several different accounts. We had those names pulled, and the IP addresses indeed came from all the same place. That it was her.
Okay, yeah, don't say a name.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say the names.
Don't say a name. Okay.
So, but if somebody came to me right now and said that her ex-husband or what current husband, whoever he is, was trying to release a tape about her, I'm telling her. I'm gonna find a way to tell her. Even though she blocked me on everything, I'm still going to find somebody that talked to her and let them know that this is going on. Like, that's not cool on no level. And y'all, and they know how he is. They know how he is because he holds stuff over their head, in my opinion. Like, that's just wrong as a woman, period. So for you to tell her not to say nothing, and I know she told, I'm gonna put allegedly
we're talking
told
about,
her husband.
Don't do the other
Allegedly told her husband about this. So, and that's to me the reason why he was so involved with Carson. Like Sean was saying, I feel like he would probably take over the plot, but she knew about it. Because what would be the reason for her inviting her out of all the people? She could have invited her cousin again to plug her cousin, because her cousin doing real estate and stuff like that. The one cousin, Courtney, she could have invited her to have that scene with. She had some type of intention when bringing that girl to that tea party.
Yeah,
it was. I just don't know what other reason it would be for.
And that's where I am going with that. I feel like that's why I do think there's still a lot of holes in Carson's story, because it is, I mean, she's trying to tell us that 1 + 1 = 15, and we know better. Like, you try to pull one on us. And I do agree with you, Tay, because I said this last night, to when it comes down to the ladies, at one point, it is okay to put your petty differences aside and be like, you know what, girl, I see what's going on. Are you straight? Are you cool? You know,
Right.
I even
I agree
said that
with that.
yesterday. Even when it came down to Martell, let's just say this Karson crap never even happened. Just by with their situation alone, even though y'all ain't talking, Mel and changed her number, y'all still work together in some capacity where you could have been like, hey, produce a man or woman. Come, let me holler at you real quick.
Right. You
Pass
know
this
how to
over
get in
here.
contact with her.
Thank you. Pass this.
though. we got our we have our subscribers in the mix. Queen Tulsa, you're first, then Riel, then Steph Boogie. Sound off.
Okay, thank you for having me. First things first is the revenge P is like, it's unacceptable. And that should be grounds for removal of taping.
Agreed.
I agree too.
Agreed.
I mean, because it's like when we have those intimate moments, those are intimate for us. And to be exposed at someone else's malicious will and intent is so degradable. And I think a lot of people with everything in the show, they are missing the fact that Melody is a good mom. She was a good wife. Let's think about times that maybe we were in relationships and things, he may have put his hands on us and we forgave him and we tried to cover up and, still tried to make him look good. That's just in our culture.
Right.
And it's certain things that we need to be untaught. That's just like Arion, the low self-esteem for you to sit up there and go and make a baby with somebody's husband. Letitia is no better than Arion, a dog that's going to bring a bone, she's going to take a bone. She is not to be trusted. And that's all I have. Thank you for me, and blessings on all. Mother's Day to everybody out there, and continue to do what it makes sense.
I want to give Queen Tulsa a quick shot because this is the first time he's come on my platform and not tried to burn it down. So thank you for that, Queen Tulsa. All right,
burn it down. That is so funny.
Okay, L'Oreal, you're up, and we're gonna be going through this panel, so everybody gets like a minute or two to. But for anybody in the chat who doesn't agree, you are welcome to come up. This is not that kind of thing. Everybody has a voice around here. A super sticker from Kiki. Kiki, I can't find it, but thank you so much. I can't find it to put it on the screen, but thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate it.
You see the star tab next to live where the comments are? It might be.
I have to find it in the.
That's how it's at the bottom. It should be at the bottom if it's the last one.
Oh wait, I missed a bunch.
Ooh.
Okay, crap. I don't know if I did this one. Brittany Tisha literally is hurt. Oh no, I did that one for sure. Courtney Clark, I don't think this one. Carson admitted that she felt Arion was behind the fake page that exposed her friends with video. So in return, she blew up her plot. Yeah, Carson did say that she kind of saw who she felt was Arion, so she reached out directly to Arion. That eliminated that troll. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on here. But at the end of the day, we're all too old for all of it. My opinion. Side note, Arion, if your baby daddy ever comes to you with a plot, don't tell people about it that you don't actually know.
Exactly.
A piece of wisdom.
Mims, especially after so many people had been like secretly recording her and all that stuff all them times, like you would think that she would be more play people closer to the chest, like she wouldn't be so open to tell people certain stuff.
She has a big mouth. Yeah, she talks too much. She can't hold water. She's the type. The moment you tell her something, she's spilling it out.
Esquire, which I still like that name. That's a good one. You need to put it on a shirt. Do y'all think Carson's story of Mel is a Scorpio is what Tisha and Destiny were talking about in the hotel room?
Esquire, yes. Esquire is when Tay talk, ain't she? Because these are things that we've already been. I talk about with the Gossip Girls. Yeah, Esquire, I think so. It was something.
Yeah, I think they were talking about that situation, and then they were trying to punk Melody into saying it for one or two reasons. One, because they didn't know how much she heard, and two, they wanted her to embarrass herself. So they kept. What did we say? What did we say so she can say it?
Okay, we got L'Oreal sound off, and then Steph Boogie, Tracy Chappelle. L'Oreal.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, I want to answer like how I felt about Mel's live. I've just been wondering why they haven't been showing Miss Van. I've said this on another panel, but I feel like Miss Van is suing them people. And with the trigger words that Mel used today, I think she getting her suit together. They have not showed Miss Van. She's been typing, but they have not showed her. Remember, she kept saying she went and she showed her paperwork and all of that with Basement Billy. And she talked to the people and she filed her paperwork and got a police report. And with her saying PTSD and all of those things today, I think she right behind her mama on this.
Good point, L'Oreal.
That's a great point.
And I had one question for you
Getting how
guys.
you live,
When
Miss
was
Van.
the in the time span? So I'm trying to get it together in my mind. When did Martell have the wine tasting?
That was late July of 2022.
Okay, and then the reunion was October.
Yep.
So from October, she has not done her hair, but she got invited in February to talk about an argument 3 months old.
Yes.
And she only did the hair 2 times, right?
And the
She did 2 or
husband
3
was
times,
releasing a tape of himself. All of this sounds crazy. I'm trying to make it make sense, Mel.
This is who would have ever thought that one person from one scene on one show of one episode,
Not a word, but the beauty
could have come up and really shook the table like this.
That much.
I want to know, who do y'all think released that tape, the video of her? Because watching her in that live with Slaw, I didn't make the connection with the girl that I seen at the tea party. So somebody that had known them both released that and brought that to fruition. Like,
yeah,
who do y'all think it was?
And it was immediate because I got a DM that night.
Hold on 1 second. So L'Oreal, thank you so much for coming on. I just have to cycle through because the house is full. And when so many people in the backstage trying to click in, sometimes it drops my connection.
Oh,
thank you so much for coming up. You're welcome. You're welcome back anytime.
All right, thank y'all.
Steph Boogie, you're up.
Bye.
Hey everyone, how y'all doing?
Finding yourself?
Hi.
I'm good. Okay, so can y'all hear me okay? Because I get
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Okay,
Welcome to the
perfect.
channel.
So as far and I say this with so much love, but I feel like we're kind of sharing the responsibility with Tisha and Martell. Why y'all laughing?
No, because I said anytime you start off with "I'm saying it with love," it's about to be a
but
good
Shut
one.
the table.
I feel like as women, sometimes we have a habit of passing the buck a little bit, and I feel like we talk about Tisha more than Martell. And I'm sorry, but if my ex-husband did this to me, I ain't talking about nobody else. I don't care what anybody else knows. I don't care what nobody else didn't tell me. My husband's who I was married to for 14 years. My husband's who I have 14 years with. My husband is who should be loyal to me because I still got kids who ain't nowhere near 18 yet. So yeah, Tisha and Mel have done some things to each other over the years. And as far as I'm concerned, them not telling Mel is nothing but a day in the life of reality TV. But Martell is the one that we should be talking about because Martell is the one that betrayed Mel, in my opinion. And so when I hear a bunch of women, again, I say this with love, when I hear a group of women passing the buck or sharing the responsibility with Tisha and Destiny and everybody, I feel like we're letting Martell off the hook. And I don't feel right about that.
No, I agree with
I
you.
don't
But that's
either.
why I said.
Oh,
That's why I said when I
you got
started,
that wrong.
I said,
Fell
it's
out of
everybody.
Hold
But
on, we gotta let. I think it was drop the mic. No, not drop the mic. Brown skin girl was talking, right?
okay, yeah, I was just acknowledging, and I agree with you. And that's why when I started speaking, I said, it was a lot of people that played in this, game of chess in a sense. Excuse me. I've been losing my voice over the last few days, so it's in and out. But you have to attack the head of the snake. What'd you say?
It's a lot of content.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Been running my mouth. But but yeah, we definitely have to attack the head, because no matter how many times you chop the bottom of the snake, it'll just fix itself, reptiles. But you got to go for the head of the snake, which is Martell. He's the problem. He's the absolute problem. None of this
And I
would
want
be
to
even a discussion if it wasn't for him. He started it.
I agree. And I want to add one more thing, because I'm not again, any cast member can get it from me at any time. So I want to say,
Me
you
too.
don't, to the people who don't like Mel, you really don't have to like Mel to see how effed up this situation is. You don't have to like her. You don't have to love her. You don't have to buy her products. You don't have to even cheer for her. But if you can't see how effed up the situation is, and you make excuses for Martell, well, then I don't know. Maybe you got some things to work out. I don't know. But you don't have to like this woman to have empathy for her and what he's doing, because this is some really jacked up type of, this is wrong. I'm sorry. This is crazy. This is
It's like the
crazy.
unimaginable.
Yeah, I felt for her when I was watching the video and she started crying. I wouldn't want this to happen to my enemy, nobody that I know. So I think that's all I got. And again, I say all this with love. So
Well,
and that's why we're
Before you
talking
jump
about the
off, can I
Tisha.
pick?
Oh, go ahead.
I thank you so much, Steph Boogie, for coming up. Feel free to come up anytime, especially when I do my open panels. And you
Of
don't even
course.
have to give a disclaimer around here.
I love my disclaimers, though.
I don't mind people who have differences of opinion.
I love my disclaimer. I just want everybody to know it's all peace, love, blessings, and all that good stuff. That's all.
Love that.
At the end of the day, we're just having a conversation.
Right.
Can I
hold on really quickly. Really quickly.
Yes.
We got about 1,700 people in here. We should be at least 1,000 likes. So I'm giving you guys a show tonight.
The likes up, y'all.
I risked everything to do this show.
Not risk.
Not everything.
I risked it all.
I risked it all.
Not everything.
So yeah,
We
definitely.
risked it all.
Go ahead, drop the mic and respond to Steph Boogie. But I am gonna drop you down, Steph Boogie, just because there are so many people trying to get backstage. It's glitching. So thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a good one. But yeah,
So
go ahead,
I just
drop the mic
wanted
and
to say, sure. I just wanted to say to Steph Boogie that I did not want her to misconstrue anything that I said. I was just kind of focusing on the rest of the people at that time. But when I tell you, I am in agreement with brown skin. If everybody up here, they are in agreement with that. Martell is the head of Snake. He is the puppet master. He's the reason why most of this stuff is to this young lady. He has created this, environment of, hate, and Mel has a dark heart. All of those are his catchphrases and things that he says in order. Again, that's why I called him the puppet master from the beginning. He plays Mag, but I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. And when it's all said and done, I can't even imagine being with someone for 14 years, loving them, building a life with them, having children with them, and they actually would threaten you with revenge, P, and say it's somebody else. Like, who does that? Because you don't want to admit that you are the reason why you are not with your family anymore. You cheated. You did all these things. It's projection. You won't accept it. So he's trying to make her out to be what he actually is. And he's working overtime to do it. And I think it's utterly disgusting. So I just want to make that crystal clear.
Okay, well, thank you for that. It's Tracy Chappelle, then Here for the Hot Tea. Then we got In My Opinion and Cheryl Howard. Oh, and we got one more, Corey. But yeah, Here for the Hot Tea. You're up.
Hi, y'all.
Hey.
Hello.
Friegos and Mims.
Hey.
Panel.
Hey.
Hello.
I wanted to say first, thank you, Mims, because it is important that you, with the bigger platform, bring awareness to this situation, because the person that just got off the panel, she said something that I thought was really important. The fact that you know, we're talking about other women, that's kind of irrelevant. Like, it's Walkie Talkie and Slarion who we really need to be talking about. These are the people that are attempting to put out revenge porn on men. So I think,
Revenge P. And you're a content creator, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Make sure that when you're doing,
allegedly.
This is not Mims YouTube tips, but even for anybody out there are certain words that YouTube does not like, and they will demonetize and flag your video. So you want to say things like revenge P, and never put that specifically in your title or on your thumbnail. That's just for content creators out there. Please continue.
Oh no, that was all I really wanted to say, because you know, that was it. That was really important. We need to be focusing on Walkie Talkie. He's the one that tried to put it out there allegedly. So like, that's the bigger issue. I think that the fact that it's like all the cast members are silent, that's kind of telling too.
Okay. That's fair.
Right.
I think if you've watched the show from the beginning like me, that first season, it was a different show, but everybody was aware that Martell was cheating.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nothing new that they might be aware that a new plot was about to take place, just in my mind, because they were all aware from the very beginning of the show. And it just, what I like to say about this show is I would have liked to see the reality. In the reality, we all know somebody who's cheating, and we all do pick a side. You could like the wife, you could like the husband. But on this show, what I feel is though a lot of people saw what was going on and they picked Martell's side. And that's just my opinion. You guys don't have to agree with me, but I really do feel like they picked Martell's side. And if that was the case, all I wanted out of a reality show was to say that. We knew this was going on. We preferred the husband, and that's it. But instead, you got to be friendly. If I was Melody and all of you guys know that I'm being embarrassed on television, I would probably resent you. It is what it is. And if you did not pick my side, the reality of the situation is we see each other moving forward. I don't owe you anything. Tisha doesn't owe Melody anything. At the end of the day, she doesn't like the woman. If she's going to have somebody in your back pocket, every reality star holds stuff until the most opportune time to release it. So, I'm agreeing with these ladies are saying. We can't sit here and necessarily say the problem is so-and-so, so-and-so. The problem is the two people who try to plot to put out some revenge P. I think, Tracy, you were up next, right?
Oh, I just decided to come up here and troll you since you troll everybody else. So how many times do you think Coleslaw watched the video before she went on like her IG rant, losing her mind, going off on wives? Like, how many times do you think she watched the video, Mims? How many times?
As many times as she has worn a bun.
Ooh.
Okay.
I like that. That was a great question too, Tracy.
Okay, so she watches it daily. Got it. All right. I just had to come mess with you because you always come messing with everybody else.
3 times a day.
Look, life is short. I was a subscriber before I was a content creator. So yes, I do go and I'll send a super chat to other content creators. I subscribe. I like to give them a hard time in the chat and throw them off a little bit, but it's all in love. It's all in love. And Tracy is everybody's show producer. So she's famous in these YouTube streets.
I will say this. Martell is wrong. Coleslaw is wrong. I'm sorry, but Mel did try to bring Alonda on, so I understand why Tisha brought this girl on the show. Is it wrong? Absolutely. Do I understand it? I do. I'm not understanding Thick Hip's reasons that he wants, his wide back, why he brought this up. But
Thick
I
Hips?
guess I agree.
You talking about Corey Gamble? Oh.
So
Thick hips, wide back,
body.
So
I saw when he walked into the scenes.
So when you said, I mean, at this point, he's given up his girdle, so I don't know what else to call him. So at this point, I do agree with you guys that y'all said like Martell is manipulative and Martell has something on them. And they were like, okay, this is our time to get Martell back because he always holds things over our head and manipulates us and all this other kind of stuff. Because there is no good reason that that Martell could say some of the things he says to Marceau and Marceau says nothing. And it was like, oh, just let it go. I was like, oh yeah, he got something real good on you. Not sure what it is, but it's real good. And I think maybe this was his get back, maybe. But either way, I feel like if this show could give me a good 6-month pause, I would be happy. Like 6
They
months.
need a year. They need a year.
That's asking a lot for this cast. Carlos barely gave y'all 3 months. So
They
he
need
can
a
give me a
year.
good 6 months to let everybody, wind down, rebuild what they got going on and come back. Maybe we won't have this type of icky, nasty feeling and then everything because the ratings are terrible. But you notice that with this show, the show is okay, but all of their stuff is on social media. Like ever since like season 3, the show has been one thing, but it's like the show it has its own like after show on social media that is so Carlos, fix that problem. Stay off Bravo,
I
fix
be
that
watching
problem.
Cardi B. Cardi B posts every Instagram live. That's how you get all the stuff on the show.
Listen, I promise you on. But I was just coming to ask you and bother you. But I'm about to drop back down.
You're not a bother. Bye. And here for that tea, I'm gonna go ahead and drop it down because we can't be up here all night. But thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
We got, I think, was it Corey next and then Cheryl?
Okay. Hey, little big brother. Hey. My favorite fashion YouTuber.
In Polo? Is Polo fashion? I don't know if
No.
Marlo would call this fashion, but okay.
Well, we ain't talking about Marlo. We ain't talking about Marho, okay?
Oh, Lord.
The problem is the Hydra's head that keeps being lopped off and growing back is Carlos King. Can we talk about? Yes, I said it. I'm waiting for Mr. King to come for me.
Or not necessarily those of Make It Make Sense.
Come for me, Mr. King.
She has her own disclaimer. Comes with her own disclaimer.
Because it's him and the management own. Because when OWN first came out, it was about Black excellence. Where in the heck is the Black excellence? Carlos King is toxic. He allows I don't want to say a word that's going to get you demonetized, bro.
Mental abuse? Abuse is okay.
Okay.
I don't think that's
mental abuse, psychological abuse. They have done any and everything to take this one woman out who created this platform. They're all eating from. They are eating from this. If this was not Melody's brainchild, this would not have, none of them would have their faux businesses or their faux success. Because I don't believe any of them have the kind of success that Mel has and is sustaining it. Now I talked to little Carson last night on a previous creators channel. We were allowed one question, so I had to softball because I ain't want to shake nobody else's table,
You didn't want to rock the boat, okay?
Yeah, no, I know I was being good last night. But I didn't believe any of that convoluted mess. If you are trying to be a celebrity hairstylist, you're not supposed to be out here telling people stuff. You're not out here supposed to be telling your clients business. Okay.
Well, I just want to say in real life, one of my aunts is a really great beautician, but she knows everybody's business. I knew everybody's business from the small town, and I didn't even care. It might.
But this chickadee is trying to be celebrity hairstylist. Okay.
No, I get what
They
you're
want
saying.
the secrets, yeah.
That's
you're supposed to
that's a
keep
fair.
secrets. You're supposed to be you're supposed to be a steel trap.
That is
I
fair.
think she
That's
wants
why-
to clear her name too, though.
Then she shouldn't have got involved.
I
She
agree with
knew-
that, but I
she
think she
knew
couldn't
who
take the
Arion.
heat.
Well, she knew who Arion was from the get. I don't believe all that bull crap that she didn't believe who. She didn't know who Arion was. Are you under a rock that you don't know what's been going on? Even people who don't watch reality TV know what's going on.
Well, I mean, yeah, she's admitted that
coleslaw
does have
is the
some-
number one chick.
She does have some opportunistic stances, but at the end of the day,
Get your paper, get your bag. I
it
don't
worked.
mind that.
We're now
It
talking
did.
about her.
It did.
But she didn't
when
get
you
any money from it.
Exactly.
Well, we don't know that though, because I was in her live today,
Okay.
and there were people requesting her services.
Okay.
And
You mean, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Arion. Carson.
no. Yeah, I was talking about Carson. Yes, she's opportunistic, but I think if you're a small entrepreneur, then you kind of sort of have to be. You're going to be selling yourself. And she came on. She looked really nice, so she's a walking billboard for herself. Now she then shook the table, and people who might be faulting her, it's fair to fault her. But even if you produce content about the girl and you're monetized, you're now also monetizing
Making money off of her.
monetization. So I'm a straight shooter. It is what it is.
Listen, I'm just saying is, if you're trying to be a celebrity stylist, you got to keep stuff close to the vest. You're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get too far from Alabama. Okay.
Yeah, she did tell before the week was even out. We didn't even get a whole week before she told.
Carson, go ahead and shoot me
She was supposed to not be talking about this no more. She said
Every
last night she was done with it. She done with it. No, she not.
Well, thank you so much.
Be bad. I'm choking.
No, this was actually one of you weren't as bad as you could have been. Sometimes Corey can come down and burn down the house. So thank you, Corey.
I love you for
I
that,
appreciate you all the time. I just have a really backed up line tonight, Corey.
Sure, no problem. Love you, bro.
Have a good
I just
one.
want to tell you I'm proud of you.
Well, I thank you. I appreciate you.
Oh, Brendan says hi, and he's proud of you too.
Corey is also a content creator. You can follow her on Lola. What is it called, Corey?
Lola Lane.
Lola Lane.
Lane.
Have a good one, Corey.
All right, love you.
Okay. Delisha, thank you so much for joining the Straight Shooters. As always, one of the perks of being on my channel is whenever I get these celebrity interviews, you guys can ask questions and I will incorporate them into the interview. And you guys are the first to know the things that are going on with the channel. Speak with your girl, Marcella. Thank you so much for the super chat. She says, I think you're an excellent content creator. Keep giving us the best. I try. I really do try. I work really hard at it. So I appreciate you even saying that. Thank you so much, Marcella. We got a couple more super chats. Cue the content guide. The link has been dropped. So we have Cheryl Howard, then Speaking from the Purple Couch. We have Octavia and Succeeding. So Cheryl Howard, you're up.
Hello, ma'am. How you doing? Hi,
I'm good, and yourself?
girls. How y'all doing? Hi, everybody.
Hi. Hey.
Hey, Cheryl.
How you doing?
Hey.
Listen, Arion gives me For My Man vibes. And I remember you saying that she didn't love him. Yes, she do. Because whatever she allegedly tried to do, that could have got her 5 to 10 years, a 5 or 10 year bid, if she, would have got caught up with that. She could have lost her kids, her Section 8, everything. So for you to go to that length for a man who ain't worth nothing, that it has to be love. It has to be. Because that's dangerous. To even think about doing something like that. And Martell is the cobra and the culprit of all of it. I blame him, completely blame him. You know, because he has children. Does he stop to think that in 6, 7, 8 years from now, they might see that on the internet? They might come across that on social media?
He's a good father. He didn't care.
He's a good father, though.
Yeah, he's the best father.
Father of the year.
Yeah, if he was a good father, why he didn't get full custody? Why he didn't get child support? He can't. It's obvious. Allegedly, in my opinion, the judge couldn't have thought he was that much of a good father because he would have walked out of there with full custody.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thing. And Arion, she's willing to lose it all for this man. That's what
Obsession also masks as love as well, Cheryl.
Huh?
Obsession also masks as love too.
Well, at the rate she going, it's gonna be love and lockup.
Only they both gonna be locked up.
Yeah,
doing lockup.
I heard Monique from Love After Lockup is available.
It's single.
You know.
Lord.
Oh yeah, they did break up, huh?
He's looking for a reality star relationship.
You know, I mean, it's like, you know, everybody's kids is involved. I mean, you know, everybody can lose their kids. Can lose everything for what? And Martell is obsessed with Melody. Melody doesn't want him anymore. Do you understand, you cockroach? She doesn't want you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So leave her alone. Period. He claimed she didn't get fellatio. Well, guess what? That revenge P says something totally different.
Right.
Said because he claimed the relationship ended because she wouldn't give that. So it shows that she does. So it's just ridiculous. I mean, oh my goodness.
Cheryl, really quickly, hold on. Cheryl, somebody says, and I want you to respond to this.
Right.
I stand corrected. I used to say he was a good father. Doing some ish like this absolutely is not. Now, I think that statement is important because if you really try to expose the mother of your children in such a private way, kids these days, they don't mind doing the naked pictures, the naked videos and stuff like that. But from Melody is like my age group, we were a little bit more subdued with it. And if she has never put anything out like that, nobody should ever put anything out that like that about her. What do you specifically say to somebody who did say he was a good father who has now changed their tune?
Listen,
it's about time.
It's their opinion. It's their opinion, but now they see Martell for who he really is. He has been exposed to all the pick-me's who's out there saying he's a good father and he's this and that. What would they have done if their big kid's father threatened to put out a tape like that? What, you know, they're not walking in Melody's shoes. They don't get it. This woman is tired of him. She wants to get out of Huntsville. She wants to start over fresh. She's seeing somebody new, somebody that she cares about. Martell is he's the snake, and you have to cut this man's head off. Period. Because she'll never have any peace.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And he need to think about all the stuff that he's doing. Because my thing is, Martell is never going to change. You can't change a narcissist. That's who they are. They are low life people. You cannot change him. Even if Carlos,
better ways to do it.
Let's say Carlos was nowhere in the picture, and he didn't even know Carlos. Do y'all think Martell would be a whole different man, or would he be the same person? He would be the
You
same.
mean if none of them have ever gotten famous? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying more just disgusting ways, like, you know, using women and narcissistic. I mean, I think Martell would be narcissistic even if he didn't know Carlos. Martell,
I think that if Carlos wasn't involved, I think that it wouldn't be this bad. I think he would have had some consequences to the stuff that he's been doing. That Carlos is allowing this and allowing him to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing the envelope, I think that he thinks he's untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's made him worse.
But I had
hold on really quickly. So Cheryl,
in my opinion, he's down with the popo. He's somehow he's in with them. So that's enough. But thank you, man, for letting me come up. I appreciate it.
No problem. I just didn't expect my backstage to stay full. I did not realize.
It's a hot button topic.
It's a hot button topic. I'm seeing. Thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate it. I think it's. Was it Octavia? Were you next?
Yes.
Speak from the couch. Okay.
Yes, and so
then speak from the couch. It's your turn, and we got Succeeding and Q as well.
Okay. I think one of the things that I don't know if it's getting off topic that's not being discussed enough is how like sick a person has to be to sit up with their man and watch porn of him and his wife. I mean, sorry, watch pee of him and his wife in the first place. Like, just think about how do you even present something like this to your girlfriend and say, "Hey, I want to put this out." And the fact that she just sat there and just watched it, it's just like really, really like sick and twisted to me that
Obsessed.
she would even stay with a guy that would do that. Like, who does that? Like,
Octavia, I bet
yeah.
you what she said was, "I could make one better with you."
Oh my God.
I wonder
Am I
was she
lying?
taking
Wait,
tips like
am I
was
lying,
she getting a
Octavia?
critique or what?
Not lying.
I'm pretty sure she did, and I think that's the weird part to me because I'm like,
Yeah.
what did that conversation look like when he presented this to you? Like, she probably did say, like, did you use that tape as like a reference for what you're gonna top? And I could believe she actually did that, and that's the sick part about it to me. Like,
I honestly
how
think
are
she
you
came up with
comfortable
it.
even watching that? Like, that would gross me out.
But
Right.
Octavia, I mean, we got to be realistic here. You are a known mistress. You do what you were doing. You knew every time that he was with you, he was probably lying to his wife. So your expectation as somebody who has morals, you're not thinking outside of your box. You're not thinking of the person who's probably a little bit grimy, who is probably getting off knowing you're with me instead of being with your wife. Right? Like,
Can I tell
But
you?
I know some girls that are grimy, but this is even low for them. Like, I know girls that are mistresses. I've known mistresses before, but like this, I don't think that they would even allow this. Like, to be honest with you,
Trust
I
me,
feel like
there
this is a
is.
whole different level.
when you
I
you,
know
you must not
one.
have been here at the beginning, but when I said at the very beginning of this, before I let anybody up on the panel, is I think that things shifted for Arion. I no longer think that Arion was as much as interested in Martell as she was at beating Melody. I think part of her self-worth was tied into the fact that this man is choosing to be with me and not choosing to be with his wife. And I think that it was the driving force of the relationship for the rest of this time, because she knows Martell isn't really about anything. So go ahead and sound off on your last thought, because y'all,
But that's all I wanted to say. I was just like really thinking about that. Like, oh, that's really weird. That just really speaks of how low your self-esteem is. The fact that you would even have to use that as a marker. Like, that's crazy. But good night, everybody. Pleasure talking to you.
thank you for
Good
coming up.
night.
I don't think
All
I've
right.
seen you on this channel before, so definitely
But I am a
know
fan.
when I do the open panels, come up and sound off, because that's what these
Oh.
are about.
Okay, great. Thank
We have a lot.
One. I know you have a whole bunch, but to her point, there's people who do that, because I told a story on my page before. I've had that happen to me, and the girl was so obsessed with me, it became an obsession with me. She would do her hair just how I had it, same color, same style, everything. They really get obsessed. You're on point with that. They get it. It leaves Martell, and it's an obsession with Mel. But go ahead.
You just have to say, but you'll never have what I have. That's what you got. Mood Makers Home Decor says Carson only spoke up to save herself. That shows true character to me. Some people have been saying that. I think a little differently. I think even though it took some time for her to do it, at the end of the day, technically she doesn't owe anybody anything. So the fact that she did it at all, and Melody addressed it saying, I can acknowledge that she did this, then I'm fine with it. But thank you so much, Mood Maker. Callie says people are considering any man who does not abandon his children a good father.
This
is low.
Low as hell.
Callie always
Callie
comes
know
through
that.
with the mic drop moment.
For real.
I think that's it for super chats. We have over 1,700 in the chat. I think a good like count would be 1,300, but we're just at 1,000. So if you're new to the channel,
the like button,
please subscribe. This channel is very close to its 50K mark. It's appreciated, and we have a good time over here. And I let everybody come up and state their opinions. So I'd speaking from the couch, and then I think it was Q the content guy and succeeding. Let me know if I was wrong.
You're wrong.
Oh, okay. Was it who was it then? I know Speaking from the Purple Couch was next,
Yes.
but who was
Yes.
after that?
Succeeding to.
Succeeding to then Q. And then Autumn, please jump in, Speaking from the Purple Couch.
Okay. Hello, everyone. How are you doing?
Hello.
Great. And thanks, Mims. This is a great panel. And one thing, it's not about, where Carson came from, what she's doing, or whatever. The thing is, it just kind of helped Melody, tie a bow around this whole situation. Since she knew that he was going to, threaten to do this revenge P, she was not aware of the plot. I mean, that was a sinister plot for him to want Arion to make a fake page of a guy as if it is that guy that Melody is doing that to instead of him. That is sinister. And if you recall, you do remember when Coleslaw was doing that rant, talking about, if people knew what me and Martell have done, we would be in jail. So it is that type of for my man type of vibe going on with her. And that's really it. I mean, the thing is, I'm glad that, now Melody have the full picture and the plot. And, if I was her, I would move forward legally with something. I mean, because that is outrageous and it's dangerous. I mean, this shows just how low and dangerous and sinister he is.
I don't think that you can move forward with legal action for an alleged plot.
A plot.
I don't think that you can technically do that. I can understand where you're coming from because there's a lot of emotions involved, but I just don't think that there is a legal way to come forward with basically hearsay, because Mel connected the dots because she knew that the tape existed. This is what we do around here. We get it together, we connect the dots. Mel knew that the tape existed, and so when somebody came to her and gave her that, she was able to connect the dots. But in terms of like a court of law and Carson not having anything but the text message that she sent to Arion, I don't know that there's a legal pathway there. But I get why.
Yeah, and I think more so I'm talking in reference to when she stated that she did give this information to her attorney last year with the text message and the screenshot.
Well, yeah, you give that to your attorney because you're involved in an active custody.
Right. I'm just wondering, was this ever presented during that custody case to say this is why I moved the way I moved because of things like this?
She did say that when he sent her that screenshot last year, remember when they was going back and forth on social media, she said she sent that stuff to her attorney. Now, what happened with it, or why was she, if she turned it in with that stuff, I don't know.
Okay.
She didn't say. And I'm wondering why, because
they had a gag order right after.
Right. Because just like with this, this already was presented last year.
Right.
So with her Carson coming out with this now, and people's oh my God, I don't he's already threatened her with this. So it shouldn't even took for Carson to come out to say something for people to be like, oh my God, he's such a horrible person.
Right.
He's been a horrible person. He's been displaying horrible action.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And other things that he's done. But I was just wondering, as far as the legal side of it, since she did say that before Carson came out with the full plot, that he actually had texted her and said this is what he was going to do. And she gave it to her attorney if this was, presented in her case, her custody case.
Yeah, sure.
Well, thank you so much. Speaking from the Purple Couch, I don't feel like this is your first time here.
No, it isn't.
Because I know your name.
Yeah, no, it isn't. And you're great. You're great.
I think about Wendy Williams.
Yes.
But thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're always welcome up here. Succeeding, you are up.
Thanks.
Succeeding says they are done with me, and she is not interested in coming up. Succeeding, you're up. You're muted though.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You hear me now?
I can hear you.
I was trying to be respectful of everyone else and listen attentively.
No problem. Sound off. I know
Okay,
you have some
so
thoughts because I've seen you in the chat.
yeah, I had my little notes. I typed in my notes section. So we know that Tisha needed a new hairstylist. We saw her hair. We saw the too light makeup. And I'm going to tell you, I went to Detroit once. I got my hair done, and they had 4 different hairstyles in my head. And
They will.
Tay knows I'm telling the truth.
You hear me? I said they will.
And so it is something about you meeting someone that's from your state, and all they have to do is say they're from your state, and you bond with them. It doesn't. So I do think that when Marceau met her and boyfriend, husband, whatever, because people are really dissecting this girl and everything that she says like she's a scientific exhibit at this
Experiment.
point. Yeah, they really are. And she didn't have to say anything. That wasn't her friend. So she didn't have to say anything. We may, like Melody like that, but I'm one that I don't get in people's business. I've had people at work in the bathroom to say they pregnant. I didn't tell a person on my team, because if they don't tell me to share it with anyone else, my first job was on an executive floor. So I'm a vault. I don't tell people when someone tells me something unless they say it's okay to share with someone else. And so I don't have a problem with her not running to tell her. And so I just can't imagine if people really think you don't know someone and you're just, let me go tell this woman this about, and how's that going to work out for you? People don't.
Good.
Yeah, people don't know how that will work out with their own family or friends, let alone someone you don't know.
I agree, but morally, you would think that someone would want to know. Like, imagine someone plotting to, actually, this month is Mental Health Awareness Month, and Mel was doing lives every week with somebody, and the first person she had on, there was a plot to unalive her. And imagine if someone knows that and they don't, and obviously this is an extreme, but
right.
With Martell, I feel like there is no extreme with him, to be honest. But if someone has ill intent for you and you may be oblivious to it, I would hope that whether I know you or not, you be like, hey, so whether you listen to me or not, at least I know morally I passed on the information. And you never know what the person might have in their phone, back pocket, whatever, that might line up with it. So you might think, oh, it's nothing, or she won't believe me or whatever, but you might be the piece that she needs to the puzzle.
And it's not just a regular situation. Like, if Sloth said this, about somebody that, might live down the street from you or something like that, you never know, or nothing like that. Like, this is kind of like a whole, like, kind of different dynamic, because, like, they're like on TV, and imagine like if she would have been forefront with that information, even because that was the they was trying to do was illegal. Even if she would have took that plot to the police, like, look, I don't know this lady, but this is what was going on, because if your man told you, like, leave this alone, because they kind of off, like, they imagine what they'll try to do to you. But imagine this is his ex-wife of 14 years, 10 years with 4 kids. So imagine how gruesome that is. Do you imagine how many doors would have opened up for her if Melody got that information, but like, I want this girl, like, oh, you trying to do this, you trying to do that. Can you imagine how many doors that could have been opened up for that girl if she would have exposed that plot, like, from the jump? Because at that time, they could have caught like text messages between them two. Like, they could have been working on it to get more information from them, investigating that situation. And like I said, imagine what kind of doors would have opened up for that girl just for doing that good deed.
Yeah, but I think that once I told people that were supposed to be her friend.
No, she knew that she wasn't her friend, though.
Right, but even like I may not be speaking to someone at a point, but the fact that we were friends for a period of time, I would think that that person would come out of their um their months of ignorance and say something, because I feel like Kimmy knew as well.
Yeah, I feel
I
like they
agree. I
did
think
too.
all of them did.
And
Yeah.
so I feel like a lot of emphasis is being put on her versus these people that knew her, that have known her for years, that have vacationed with her, that's been in her home, that
Yeah.
has done a whole lot of things with her. And I think that's just really dirty and scary. And I've heard you give that testimony about that person that tried to be like you. And I think Tisha is that same way.
Yeah.
She and Slow Slaw, they're same person except
Mhm.
different, roles. One is, a wife and the other is a wife wannabe.
Mhm.
And I
Really,
think, well, I do feel
really,
like
really
she
quickly
wants.
succeeding. I want to ask you this
Mhm.
because I think it was I think it was Rod, but I lost it. This is something I didn't even think about. By allegedly Martell showing Arion that tape, that does technically make it revenge P. So if
Correct.
at any point he sent that tape, then that would open the door to some form of a criminal
Correct.
prosecution.
Correct.
Yep.
So I think that
you're
was Rod, but I
incorrect
can't
about
find it. Y'all,
Yep. Correct.
I'm on my second Casamigos. So.
Yeah.
Mims, can you hear me?
Mims, can I
Not the
jump in real quick?
You can jump in and
Wait,
then we're gonna
Mims,
jump
can
to
you hear
Q.
me?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to
Okay.
say this one thing real quick. To go with what Success is saying, I actually agree with you because I think majority of the blame do need to go to the people who know her close, which is Letitia and Kimmy. I think Carson is being the scapegoat in this situation, as to we need to put it on her. But in real life, let's just say if your best friend, sometimes stuff is going on with people and don't even say anything because you don't know how the person would take it. And to say for a complete stranger to go say something to Mel, I don't think that would be realistic. But I do feel like majority of the blame definitely need to be put on Letitia and Kimmy because y'all are friends. When that information came to y'all should have went to Mel and been like, "Hey, girl, XYZ is going on." So I
Right.
agree with Success.
And can I hop in for one quick second? I'm
Mims, I
sorry.
just wanted to check you real quick. How you doing? On what you just said.
How you gonna say you want to fact check me first, then ask me how I'm doing?
Because I don't want to get too far down the line, and it's
Divine
important.
order.
In divine order.
Okay. And then
Well,
Q, it's your turn. Jump in.
just to let you know that by showing Arion a video or even taking a video to her, that's not considered revenge P. What makes it revenge P is once you post it on the internet for everybody to see. So basically, if it's in my phone and I show you it's my property, it's my phone, you can see it, this, that, and the third. Unless they follow through with the plot, then it will become illegal.
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, I haven't looked into that, but I mean, I
But
guess
yeah.
that sounds logical. Let me look it up. But thank you for fact checking me. My subscribers definitely keep me honest. I can't do nothing without. and shout out to, this was so funny. I'm literally getting my passport, right? And there was somebody who was watching my videos at the passport office. And I know I know my color scheme. So I literally stood up because they were in the row in front of me. And I could see them looking at my main page and my videos. So I was thinking, okay, eventually they'll say something. Although you're in the passport office, you're not supposed to be saying things to people. You're supposed to be quiet, no earphones on. Yes, that was me. They never turned around to say hello. But yeah, that was me at the passport office last week. Well, thank you. You definitely keep me honest. Q, jump in. I know you've been chomping at the bit.
Can I do my point?
Hold on, really quick. Don't drop down. I want to make sure I get everybody in order.
Okay.
Q?
So I'm not gonna pretend like I watch the show. I don't watch the show, but I will say that Corey had said something earlier about the Oprah network. So you know her network was going to get shut down because nobody was watching it. And then that's why they started having all these shows on here, these reality shows and things like that on here. And I do agree, like every time I turn the TV on, every time I get on the YouTube, the Twitter, all those kind of things, I see Love, Marriage, whatever it's called, right? Like, when is the show gonna get a break? Every time you turn around, it's a new season, it's a new trailer. It only give you, if you're not into the show, it don't even give you a chance to catch up because so much stuff is going on in real time. You can't even go back and watch the show. Like, Carlisha is not giving people a time to miss the show. Like,
not Carlisha.
And this is an unpopular opinion, and I'm okay with the heat. But it seems like he knows that right now Martell is the topic of conversation, right? He's everywhere. He's all on. He's this. He's that. So he's not. I know people want him off the show, but he's not going to get rid of the topic of conversation off the show. Like, then his ratings will go down. Not to say people watch the show because of him, but they obviously have something going on that's keeping people talking about the show. But it's a mess. And then it also reminds me of when Carlisha was over there at Bravo, and it was the Candy, Phaedra, and Portia thing, and now it seems like he's bringing that over here to what's the show, y'all? Love and Marriage.
Love and Marriage, Huntsville.
It seemed like he doing that and bringing the show and bringing that same thing or same kind of like a storyline or whatever you want to call it over there because it kind of worked on Housewives. But see, the thing is, it worked on Housewives. It's not going to work over here because it's becoming too dark. Like nobody wants to watch dark, messy. Well, we want to watch messy, but we don't want to watch dark reality shows where people's lives are being affected in this kind of way. Like
absolutely
nothing seems genuine. It seems like this just getting worse and worse and worse. We know him and Sheree not really dating. Then she over there on the show, he over there on that show. Like it just don't make any sense. And I just think the show needs a break, like a long.
I agree.
Okay,
I agree.
Baby girl 1981 says Carson said she would testify if legal action comes. Thank you so much, baby girl. So I have looked this up, and yes, Alabama does have revenge P.
Yes, it does.
I mean, in anything, when you talk to an attorney, there's always some gray area. As I read this, it says, in order to be guilty of this crime in most states, the distributor must be sending out pictures or a video that are considered the S word in nature. So such content, for example, shows the victim's intimate body parts. It might also show the victim engaging in S activity. Simply posting an unflattering picture of your ex in a bathing suit is not P. However, if the picture features your ex's genital, they could be considered a crime. So I think the goal is, because unfortunately now I have too many conversations with attorneys. The gray area would be distribution. And like you said, that distributing it on the internet is one thing, but someone could argue distributing it to somebody who does not like you is the same thing.
Look at the one I sent you, Mims.
Yeah, because it says something different. It's a new law that it says designed to protect people, and it says something a little different that would be considered illegal porn.
You guys start saying the P word.
Messy. Okay, let's be messy.
Oops.
Yeah, that word.
Let's be messy. I'm sure y'all don't mind since we already live.
Don't mind it out.
Technically not P because she's using her mouth.
Participate in mess.
Okay, let's see.
It's technically not P because she's using her mouth and none of her body parts are showing.
But
No,
it's an act.
It says an act.
Wait, is this it? No, hold on.
It said the G words have to be shown, and your partner's G words have to be shown. So in this particular situation,
hold on one second. Can y'all hear this? Carson is now live again.
The hair secret, honestly,
is Carson, give us the good stuff.
Oil and take those biotin pills, gummies, or those women one-a-day gummies. I'm not gonna lie. This blow dryer.
Okay. I'll keep my eye on what she's saying in the
nobody wants to do
background.
that.
You guys can continue.
So I just feel like the show, like, and then you got Love and Marriage DC. Ain't nobody watching it. You got Love and Marriage Detroit get ready to come out. Ain't nobody watching it. Like, who's interested in anything going on in Detroit? Nobody. So like, just give Huntsville a break. Let some of this stuff die down and come back with a fresh show. Come back with something entertaining that people want to watch. That's gonna keep your ratings up. Like, that's why he got fired from Bravo, because he just wasn't doing what he needed to do correctly. So don't get fired from OWN, because ain't nobody gonna pick you up.
He got
I
fired
agree
from
with you.
Bravo for doing the same thing that just got done here with the whole Candy Phaedra situation. He
Yes,
brought that love and hip hop.
and he's trying to bring it over here, but it's just
Toxic.
it doesn't, like, it doesn't. And him, I think him and Martell got some kind of love relationship. We know Carlos like a certain kind of man, so I think they got something going on. And you know how I feel about Carlisha. I am not a fan of him at all. I can't stand him. I never stand. But that's my opinion. That's not his opinion. That's not his opinion. It's my opinion. I can't stand her.
Me too. I'm with you on that one, Q.
The one thing about this show, or at least reviewing the show, that I noticed is a lot of people were coming down on Mel because of how she was moving, the way that she set boundaries, the way that she protected her peace. I think what people failed to realize was she knew all the individuals that she was dealing with, i.e., her ex-husband, the castmates that aren't really friends, which made her need to move like that. Y'all wanted her to be more open, or at least been some. I heard people wanting her to oh, well, she should have invited him to the baby's birthday party. No, give her a party on your own time. I don't want to be around you. Don't come around here disturbing my peace. Respect that. If you wanted to have a birthday party with me and your children, then you shouldn't have cheated on me. Now me and you can't be in the same room. So bounce. But the fact that people kept making it seem like, oh, well, she's wrong for that, she's wrong for that. No, she set boundaries, as I wish more women would do, and men. Set boundaries for yourself. Know your worth. And don't let nobody, the comment section, the 1,000 different people critiquing your show and kicking your back in every day, talking about, oh, you're this, you're that. No, that man, there's something wrong with him. Let's not put a label on it, because we were told we're not doctors. We don't know exactly what he has, but he has a problem. That much.
I'm not a doctor, but it's a circulation issue. Anytime your clothes are that tight, you're not getting all the blood. Norris, jump in. Norris, you got to throw bows around here. Stop trying to pretend to be shy. You're not. But before we jump
Step on some toes.
Moonmaker Home Decor says Carson's on live, says she's about to do her first YouTube show of Why Do Men Cheat. I was listening to it in the background. She really is. People are trying to redirect her to this, but she is technically capitalizing on the newfound attention that she got in the situation. Norris, please jump in, sir, buddy, friend.
Okay. Hey everyone.
Hello.
I want to say
hi.
I want to say congrats on 46K subscribers.
Thank you so much.
And I want to roast Martell real quick. I want to say, or should I say Hotel?
Yeah.
He has 5 children by 2 different women. He's leftovers and damaged goods. He's dumber than a 5th grader. He can't even pass, a open book test to get his builder's license. He's the hunter that got captured by Arion's bots. And he's been stuck there for 9 years.
Arion's box. That's something.
Now Pandora's.
Her mouth, from what he said. Actually.
Pandora's hot box.
Her mouth.
Oh my God.
And Arion, she's a dumb pop. She's so dumb that she don't even know what a 2-parent household is.
Right.
So Norris does have a channel. He reads people for a living.
Yeah,
This is what he does.
Yeah, I have over 1,800 subscribers now, and I have over 2,200 watch hours.
Oh, so you're super close to your monetization.
Yeah.
He's definitely a good time. So, anybody who likes to see somebody get read, and I think he also does a lot of smoothie videos, right?
Yeah, health videos, health and finance.
People don't realize I really do be going and supporting other content creators. People do not. I am in his smoothie videos.
Oh, that's dope.
His channel is Norris, but there's a few content creators up here. Q the Content Guy is also a content creator. We have Autumn's mom, who should be, but she won't create her channel. We have Sean. Sean, what's your full channel name?
Deep Conversation with Sean.
Deep Conversation with Sean. We have Brown Skin Girl. Skin is spelled with a wait. Why is this not up? Do we have too many people?
Oh, because you have the comment.
Take your comment down.
Okay, hold on. Oh, don't yell at me. We'll just do this. Okay. But it still doesn't show it. So it's Deep Conversations with Sean. When Tate talks. Yeah, because this is what you actually put in yourself.
Yeah.
So I just put Sean.
Succeeding 2, do you have a channel?
No, I'm too quiet and shy.
No, I don't believe that. But yeah, definitely go and support all these content creators. I'm not a person who stifles people. Whether you like Melody, whether you're a millimeter, whether you don't like her, whether you love Martell, whether you see Martell for the asshole he is. Look, I don't discriminate. Anybody on these panels is welcome to come up. If any of these content creators said something that you definitely like, go out and support. I'm not that guy. Support everybody. I will never tell you not to watch somebody, but we had a good time.
Yeah.
This was 2 hours. I have not eaten. I'm on my second Casamigos.
Could I ask you a question though?
Yeah, jump in.
Okay, so what do you all think about the timing of, Martell was recently nominated. He was recently given this Father of the Year award a couple of weeks ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. Oh, you all remember. I won't even go into detail. Okay, so he just got this nomination. Had a big committee, and they all nominated him Best Father of the Year. So what do you all think of the timing of those old documents being dropped, old legal documents being dropped in his nomination?
In his nomination.
Was this Father of the Year at like an elementary school or a high school or something?
Was he the only one nominated? Like, was he the only one that was?
That's the only way he would win. But I find it quite interesting. If he was such a great father, he would try to get custody of that other child. And the reason why I say that is that other child is being fed lollipops and gumdrops for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, those popsicles. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like the Willy Wonka chocolate factory.
Was this like a Kevin Samuels nomination?
Well,
right.
It was a nomination. It was let's say it was a non-attorney, and it was a whole big nomination, and all these people. It was a whole thing. And it was we're straight shooters.
I must be missing. Wait, say that again.
Trees growing in my house.
We're straight shooters, but I can't say because I don't disrespect others, and so it was this big nomination that went. I didn't see it in the live. I caught the replay, and he was nominated. It was dirty. It was a lot of fighting. It was very aggressive. And
this went over my head, but I have a feeling this is more messy than I want to get into tonight.
Oh yeah, you don't want to get into it. But the point is, he came out winning. He came out as being nominated a good father, and people saw him and through. I'm not sure how they saw a good father with someone who left during COVID and came back home to his kids.
Newborn baby.
I'm trying to understand
Don't say
what
that
they
word,
saw
though.
good.
Don't say the C word. That's another one of those words that will get you.
Which did I say?
Say like the panini, something like that.
Oh,
ED.
that word. Okay. So yeah, the it word. So he left and came back and they saw good father. We don't see him having a job, but we see Melody trying to work 50,000 hours just trying to mom survival role. That's just a normal role for moms. We go into survival mode to do whatever we have to do, but we don't see him trying to do anything to bring any type of real income, but that's a good father.
Or anything. And
or
truth be
you
told,
say that you wanna have your child for the birthday, and then after the birthday party is over, when they say you can come pick your
nowhere to
kid
be
up,
found.
you say no. That to me was a telltale sign.
Or
that
you
it was
get
really
invited
about
to
the
the one
kid.
last year, go to court to get approval to go, but
And
then you
don't
claim you
show up.
don't go and claim you didn't get the invite, but you didn't get an invite this year, but you still showed up.
And that was
I didn't like
and
that.
that's
But
when he was
at the end of the day,
nominated.
anything that goes on across the board, the kids don't need to be privy to it.
No.
It's already a bad situation anytime that parents divorce. But all parties involved should really do their best to make sure that the kids are blissfully unaware of all of it. Period.
Yes.
Hard stop.
But
Succeeding,
we
did
got-
Carlos King nominate him for Daddy of the Year?
He has.
Oh
You
my
know he
gosh.
put in his vote. He nominated him and voted him in.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
you guys, this has been real.
Thank you.
As always, I like for everybody to be able to come up, no matter who or which way you fall in these categories. Anybody is welcome to come up and give their opinion, and I stand by that. That will never change. Thank you to all the content creators who came up last minute. There was another content creator who I sent the link to. I don't know what happened. Her name is Ebony. She was on the last live as well. I don't know what went on, but she has a channel. It's called Ebony. You can follow her as well. I will see you guys later. Thank you, everybody. Like and share the video and support everybody. Have a good
Have a
one.
good weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone in the